Good evening, all. We're just waiting for the lobby to start at the moment, then we will get this session underway tonight. Here we go then. Looks like everyone is now in. Apart from Luxury, I believe Luxury is going to be joining us partway through the race. Or partway through qualifying, should I say. Alrighty. Hello everybody, welcome to the Algarve. We are here for round 6 of Tier 1 this season. And we're already hearing from the weather report, dry quali, possibly wet race. So the Algarve might be throwing us some interesting weather tonight. That's right, welcome to qualifying everybody. My name is GB Sanderson, I'm going to be your only commentator for this evening. Or this afternoon, should I say, if we're sticking to the Portugal circuit we are at. Jaden Lomax currently on his outlap. And yeah, we're hearing rain might be at the end of the race. Only might. So, bit of speculation about what we are going to see here this afternoon. It seems a bit of confusion between the drivers at the moment as to what the forecast is going to be, but for the time being at least, it is certainly dry here at Portimao. I'll try and get Budbo back into the session quickly. Hopefully he'll be able to rejoin. Centrix, you can see there, one of our reserves for tonight in the Alfa Romeo. He has retired from the session, has a qualifying ban. So he will not be setting a lap. He will start from the back of the grid. But for the time being, the man we're going to follow around on this very undulating circuit here at the Algarve International Circuit will be Jaden Lomax in the Williams as he drops down the hill into turn 1. Very easy to run wide, and that's exactly what he's done. Invalidates his lap immediately, and we'll have to go around a second time. So now we'll ride along with the McLaren of Jamie Dwyer. He does make it through the tricky turn 1. Yeah, Jamie Dwyer, one of 4 reserves tonight. We have Michael Lewis, Centrix, Jamie Dwyer, and the return of Division, who is going to be in the Aston Martin for tonight. In Acura's absence, we're without 2 of the 5 big hitters in the championship so far. Or should I say, actually 6 big hitters in the championship. Acura and Rizzi both unable to race this evening. So they will miss out and will remain on 63 and 61 points in favour of Acura. But your title protagonists so far, Cookie and Cloud, both available tonight. Both will be here. You can see Cloud currently on an out lap, Cookie on a lap himself, but we are riding around with the McLaren of Jamie Dwyer for the time being. And Jamie Dwyer will rise back up the hill through the final corner, come up to the line and set the bank time on a set of mediums. It is a 1:20.2. And we'll see if anyone can beat that. The next man to challenge it will be Arrow in the Ferrari. What can Arrow do? He goes quicker, 1:17.1. Big improvement there in comparison. We've got, let's see, where is Cookie at the moment? He is in the middle set. We'll keep our eye on the timing screens as you see. The Hassabillion Penguin went second, just about half a tenth behind. F1 Mallard goes half a second off pole. In third place, got an Alfa Romeo coming up to the line. Ultra Titan, that is. He goes quickest of 1:16.8. The second Ferrari, though, JG, will beat him with a 16.7. What can our current championship leader do as Cookie rises up the hill towards the line? For the first time in qualifying, Cookie goes quickest by over half a second. A 1:16.1. Fantastic start from your championship leader and reigning champion. And Cookie certainly meaning business tonight, it seems. Budbo is needing... Oh, not settings. Budbo is needing another invite to the session. So we'll try and get him back in. Like so. Elsewhere, next person on a lap. Is that Michael Louis? No, he has just started a lap. So we've got some people coming into the pits. We have Aston Martin, that is Mallard. And the Ferrari and the Alfa Romeos. We'll invite Luxury into the game as well. Luxury joining late tonight. So he is on his way. And he will be our 18th driver on the field tonight. Who else is on a lap? I believe Cloud. Yes, Cloud coming through the final corner. And heads up to the line. Keeps it close to the pit wall. What can he do? He goes quickest for the time being. A 1:16.0 for the man in the Mercedes. Goes quicker than Cookie. And very, very impressive time indeed. Elsewhere as well, Parallel Harry has gone into third place in the past minute. He set a 16.6. Puts his Alpine in a very impressive P3 as things stand. We've got a Haas coming up to the line. That'll be Michael Louis. What can he do? He goes P12 with an 18.4 on his set of softs. You can see Luxury has joined the grid now. Currently sat in P14. Next up on a lap, what is Ollie doing? He has just started his lap. So we'll ride on board with the Red Bull for the time being. Not too many people on track, and there's the classic commentator cursed by me going on board with them. Ollie invalidates at turn 1. What's Halo up to? He is coming through sector 2. Such a brilliant flow to this circuit. Just look how it just goes up and down constantly. It is a proper roller coaster. You can see why as well. The favourites with the drivers. And SSR Halo in the Williams at the moment, coming through the final corner. Currently 20th in the championship, 17th in the qualifying. What can the Williams do as he comes up to the line? He'll go P11. Good luck there from Halo in the Williams. A 1:17.5 puts him just behind one of our reserves for tonight, Division. On his first lap back with WHF, he goes P10. You can see him there being wheeled into the garage at the moment. In terms of who else is out on track, we have F1 Mallard on an outlap, we have Billy and Penguin on an outlap. Lots of people just coming back out of the pits to start their second lap of the session. So we'll keep an eye on their progress as Budbo retires from the session as he is lagged out. So that's unfortunate for him. He's saying in the chat to us that he was unable to take control of his car. Hopefully that isn't something that keeps on happening. But now it's retired him from the session. I think unfortunately it will keep on, or it won't let him set a lap. So very unfortunate from the AlphaTauris. We're sticking around with F1 Mallard at the moment. He's just coming up to the Sector 2 split. Comes through the blind crest at turn 11. A little bit of a wiggle on the exit. But he's currently a tenth of a second up. So doing well at the moment. Also got Cookie out on a lap. We'll keep an eye on him. He's come through the first sector. Is a tenth and a bit up. So very good so far from him. Back with F1 Mallard. So Billy Penguin has pulled into the pit, so he bailed out of his lap. What can the Aston Martin do? Currently sat P12, comes up to the line, does improve, goes P10 with a 17.4 to 10th improvement, puts him just ahead of his teammate for the night. Of course, with division being reserved, he'll not score any constructors' points for Aston Martin. But if he became a full-time driver, he would get points transferred over to him. Now from Mayo on the lap at the moment, that'll be Ultra Titan. What can Titan do? Crosses the line, improves slightly to P4, jumps 3 thousandths of a second ahead of JG onto the second row of the grid. Here comes Cookie across the line, a 1:15.7. How's that for a lap from the Red Bull? 3 tenths of a second quicker, and he puts himself about 2.5 tenths clear at the front of the field. First man into the 15s with 7.5 minutes to go in this qualifying session. Cookie yet again showing why he is the reigning champion. A fantastic lap from him. Who else do we have coming around? We've got Parallel Harry about to start his lap. We will ride on board with him. Let's see what Parallel Harry can do as he dives down the hill into turn 1. Runs it a little bit wide and invalidates again. It's the second time that has happened in this qualifying session. I think I just need to stop spectating people as they go through turn 1, to be honest. It seems to be a bit of a curse for our drivers at the moment. Next man to be coming round. Ultra Titan is on an in-lap. Ollie is on an out-lap. Cookie is going to be on his in-lap. Got the McLaren of COD coming round. He is marginally up on his time at the moment, and that will see him pull into the pits rather than completing his lap. We got the Aston Martin of Division, currently set at 17.5. As he rises the hill, opens the DRS, cross the line, goes P6. Big improvement of half a second for the Aston Martin. Very nicely done from him, and he backs out to let the Williams by. That's Jaden Lomax, I believe, and he also invalidates at turn 1. Turn 1 certainly proving to be the difficult part on this lap for our drivers so far. It is such a fast flick through the right-hander. It's so easy to run wide, and we've seen it a few times here today already. Keep an eye on Michael Louis. I think he has just finished a lap in which he did improve his time, and that is absolutely right. He has finished his lap, improved to 17.6. I believe stayed in P13. You see Ollie is on his lap now as well. So we'll stick around with the Red Bull. Currently sat in 17th place. In 7th in the championship at the moment. He's been very consistent. So far though, his best qualifying came last time out at Imola, where he lined up P5. The rest of the season he's more floated around the back end of the top 10, so we'll see what the Red Bull can do here at Portimao. Allegedly setting a purple sector 2 there, but I think the game might be telling Porcupines. As the Haas gets out of his way, very nice there, well done from the Haas. Ollie rounds the final corner. It's the last hill to climb. As he crosses the line, he'll go P4, brilliant lap from the Red Bull, and a very strong showing from the entire team so far, lining up P1 and P4, a 16.5 for Ollie. Very nicely done indeed. And as it stands, that will be his best qualifying of the season, so very, very nicely done indeed. Next up, we have a Ferrari on an outlap, Arrow also on an outlap. Parallel Harry is on a lap, so we'll keep an eye on him as he goes around, but he won't be going any quicker because his rear light is flashing there, which means he is harvesting battery. And as you see, there's 0.8 of a second down at the moment. Who else is out on track? We've got a Mercedes, that is Luxury, currently on an outlap. Michael Louis behind him runs wide and invalidates. What's Billy and Penguin up to? He is down on his time at the moment. Also got the McLaren of Jamie Dwyer. Is he on a lap? He is on a lap. So we'll keep an eye on him on the timing screens. But for now, let's hang around with Luxury and see what the Mercedes can do. Currently 13th in the standings. Last time out at Imola got a podium. And he's in much need of a bit of luck going his way this season. He was runner-up in the championship last time out to Cookie, getting P2, yet to win in WHF, but been one of the most consistent drivers in the league. But the start of this season certainly hasn't gone how he would have liked it. P11 in Austria after running up and around the podium for most of the race. A collision with Ritzy dropped him down to P11, as I believe he has just backed out of his lap there. Had a big wiggle coming out of turn 8. And indeed he has. He has backed out of that effort. 2 minutes to go in this session, so we're about to see a lot of people taking to the track, I believe. See, Jamie Dwyer currently out on circuit. He is not improving. Anyone else on an actual lap that is improving? Jaden Lomax not improving. Division is improving. Currently halfway through his lap. There's Mercedes just off track getting out of his way. But Division also flashing his lights. So harvesting battery. He will no doubt not improve on his personal best. So I think one of the first men we're going to see would have been Arrow, but he is invalidated. So let's stick around with Cookie, see what he can do. He's got Luxury directly behind him on track. He did finish off his lap, but it was far, far slower. Big wiggle from Cookie through turn 1. Will that have cost him much time though? Will it be a very costly mistake for the Red Bull as he fights it up the hill through 4 across the sector 1 split? He is up at the moment by 75 thousandths of a second. He's going to have to pull something magical out the bag if he wants to improve on his time so far here. As he heads through turn 7 through the blind right hand apex of turn 8. Drops down the hill through 9 and then rises straight back up the other side as he comes towards turn 10. He's got slow McLaren ahead of him. Hopefully that will get out of the way on the exit here. It isn't really doing so. Now it does at the last minute there. As you see, Arrow has retired in the pits, so he will be P5 at best. But what can Cookie do? Coming round the final corner now, he drops through turn 15. He keeps it nice and tight to the pit wall. And across the line, Cookie does improve, but it's only marginal by 28 thousandths of a second. Improves to a 15.7. Will that be good enough for pole? JG goes P3. Improves by nearly half a second on his lap as Billy and Penguin stays P7. Next up to the line, I believe, is Ultra Titan. It will be. What can the Alfa Romeo do? He's P8 at the moment, crosses line, P5, improves by 3.5 tenths. Good lap by the Alfa Romeo. Next across the lines, Halo, he stays 13th. Got a McLaren in the background, that'll be Godzilla. What can the McLaren do as he comes up to the line? Will he improve? He does marginally. Well, it's a big improvement, nearly 4 tenths of a second, but only improves him by 1 position. Got Jaden Lomax next up to the line. He goes P6. Good lap by the Williams. 4/100ths of a second quicker than Ollie in the Red Bull. Got Mallard staying 12th in the background. What can his teammate for the night, Division, do? He pulls into the pits, so it'll be P10 at best for Division. Cloud did not improve on his lap. Only just seeing that. He stays P2. Well, he does improve on his time, but it's not enough for pole. We have 15.794. And that will be all she wrote by the looks of it as Cookie pulls into the pits as pole position man once again. He has his 3rd pole position of the season. After grabbing pole in the opening 2 rounds, it's been 3 races since he's last started from the front. Of course, not racing last time out at Imola. But that is all she wrote in qualifying. Cookie, your pole man here today by 2/200ths of a second. That is very close between the two of them there. Quite a gap back to the second row of the grid, but look how close they are as you go further back. Parallel Harry P3, JG 1/2 a tenth behind him. And then just 0.004 of a second separating Ollie and Ultra Titan on the 3rd row. Jaden Lomax joking with Cookie after that one, telling him to go and touch grass. I certainly think Cookie is the man to beat here today. There's the rest of your order. Very quickly looking through. Luxury's luck does not seem to turn. He'll be starting right towards the back of the grid with Centrix, who served his quali ban, and Budbo, whose AI retired him. So as we now wait for the start of this race, anyone that's in the stream, drop your predictions. Now, just wait for our drivers at the moment, all setting their setups at, well, their strategies, should I say. Here we go, ready for the 5 red lights here at Portimao. Lights out and we are underway, and it looks like a good getaway for Cookie, who leads the way down the hill into turn 1. JG and Ollie going side by side. As in the background we see if everyone makes it through cleanly. There's a car off in the background, that's Luxury and Halo have gone off. Try and find out what happened to them two, but for the time being, Cookie leads the way down to turn 4. Yellow flag still out as cars recover from that first lap. Further back, got a lot of action as we head into the turn 4 hairpin now for Aston Martins, going side by side momentarily. But Division holds off F1 Mallard at the moment. Jaden Lomax in 6th place, coming under pressure from Parallel Harry behind him. Let's have a quick look at your tyre details. A lot of range between them. You've got Centrics on the hards, the rest of the field varying between mediums and softs. But the front two trying to break away. Cloud and Cookie both on the medium tyres, with the Ferrari of JG behind them on softs. It is crucial for JG, if he's wanting to stick with, make the most of these tyres, that he sticks with the front two. Let's have a look at your position changes at the moment. Who's your big winners? As Cookie, of course, setting the fastest lap as we enter lap 2. Biggest winner so far appears to be Centrix, up 3 places as Luxury has left the session. Not sure if that is on purpose or not. We will try and get him back in if it wants to load. Go. Luxury has been invited back. Your biggest loser so far, Parallel Harry, down 3 places into P6. Ultra Titan say most likely rain at the end of this race, but drive for the time being. Cloud 4/10 of a second back at the moment from your race leader Cookie, who'll okay. Online services error apparently there, but we are still in this session. But Cloud at half a second back from Cookie at the moment in the slipstream as Luxury rejoins the session. That may have a move going on for Billy and Penguin right up the... What is going on? Right up the rear end of Arrow. Is he going to go for the move? He's going to send it up the inside. They bang wheels. Going through turn 3. A little bit of contact between the Haas and the Ferrari. But Billy and Penguin has made that move for the time being. Will Arrow look to return the favour? No, not this time around into turn 4. He waits behind. We're getting this error message so much at the moment. Hopefully it's nothing on my end. For the time being, back out at the front. Cloud still within DRS of Cookie. They have escaped JG in 3rd place. He's a 2.5 back now. Oh my god, these online messages are really proving difficult for us at the moment. Hopefully it doesn't interrupt too much of the action. We can back down the grid. Arrow under pressure from the Aston Martin of Mallard. Division has dropped back a couple of places. He's down to P12. As we start lap 4. A little DRS train here. What a view that was on the camera angle. Through turn 1. Arrow losing a little bit of time as Godzilla picks up the first penalty of the race. F1 Mallard right up the rear end of that Scarlet Ferrari. Look further forward, Parallel Harry all over the rear of the Red Bull as well. Ultra Titan coming under a lot of pressure from these two at the moment. Through turn 8 they go. They rise over the hill, back down through 9. This little train at the moment keeps on following each other around. Looking at a few other of the details here. You can see the tyres that everyone is using at the moment. Meanwhile, out at the front, Cloud's starting to fall away a little bit here from Cookie. He's 0.8 of a second back from your race leader. Back, I think Ollie's about to make the move on Ultra Titan. He does so. Down the inside they go. They drop down the hill into turn 1. Nice, easy move there by the Red Bull. Gets himself up into 4th place. And his parallel Harry thinking of the move in the background as well. Dives it down the inside. They're still side by side as they rise up the hill through turn 4. And Ultra Titan holds on to the position for the time being. Coming down to the braking zone, he's in fact going to claim another position as he goes down the inside of Ollie and gets himself back up into 4th place. These two going to and fro over the last few corners, and Ultra Titan back into 4th place. Parallel Harry having to settle for 6th for the time being. Further back, Division. Whoa, Division losing the rear end massively there. The Aston Martin does well to recover that as he exited turn 8. Just got on the power a little bit too quickly, lost the rear end massively, but does well to hang on to it. Hello Dubsy in the chat, hope you're well mate. We look back towards the front. Cloud within DRS at the moment, pulls out of the slipstream, uses that DRS to take the lead down the hill into turn 1. And now the Mercedes leading here in Portugal and doing exactly what he needs to do. He needs to try and start closing that gap to Cookie in the championship fight, currently at 17 points. It is substantial but not uncatchable by any means, and a win tonight would be the perfect way to end the first half of the season and start really trying to close that gap up. As there's a yellow flag in the background, that's Michael Louis who's gone round on the exit of turn 4. I'm not sure if there was contact there or whether that is purely driver error. He now finds himself down in 17th with Halo on his rear. Elsewhere, Luxury leaving the session yet again. He's also struggling like ourselves at the moment with the online connections here. Excuse me. So we now look at 3rd place man JG. He is being caught slowly by the cars behind him. They're now within his DRS, as you see back up at the front. Cloud and Cookie swapping places once again. Seem to be working well together, these two, just to pull away from the rest of the field. But further back, JG survives this time around as we've got F1 Mallard making a move on Billy and Penguin. Turn 1 is such a good place to make the overtakes around this circuit, and we're seeing it multiple times here so far today. F1 Mallard up into 8th place. These are your closest battles at the moment. F1 Mallard with a 3-car train behind him. And then you've got JG in 3rd place having a big train behind him as well. Ultra Titan, Ollie and Parallel Harry all fighting over this 3rd place position. You can see there JG on the Red Bull soft tyres, Ultra Titan on the mediums, Ollie on the mediums and Parallel Harry also on the yellow wall medium tyre. Trying to put that Ferrari under some pressure. You can see just by looking at the mini-map what a gap that the front two currently have, as Luxury picks up a 3-second time penalty for track limits. Let's have a look at this battle at the moment. Can Ultra Titan use that DRS to get past the Ferrari? Not just yet. He closes the gap up massively, down to just 0.2 of a second, but he is not close enough to make a move as of yet. How about this time around? Tyson looking to try and get the better run out of turn 4. He's certainly done that. He's up the rear wing of the Ferrari at the moment. Goes to the inside, down into turn 4. makes the move as we see Luxury has retired in the pits. I think his connection proving a little bit too difficult tonight. His bad luck this season just does not seem to end. But Ultra Titan, for the time being, up into the podium positions. Gets that Alfa Romeo into third place. And behind them, Ollie sending it up the inside there as they now drop down the hill through turn 12. They rise back up again into 13, still side by side, and JG holding on well there to P4. Does a very good job of keeping the Red Bull behind him, whose tyres must be the fresher one to be on at the moment. They're going to go side by side through the final corner. Very high speed corner to be doing this at. You see there JG's rear light flashing. He is low on battery. And he is losing out on that position. Potentially almost contacts as he goes side by side through turn 1. JG has to run wide to try and look after that position. They're still side by side here. Goes wide again, picks up a penalty. I wonder if that will be looked at by the stewards. But he is down into 5th place, and now Parallel Harry is thinking of making a move up the inside as well. Gets past JG into 5th. And the Ferrari, in the space of about a lap or so, has lost 3 places there. As Cookie has picked up a 3-second time penalty as well, I believe. Indeed he has. The race leader with 3 seconds after lap 9 loses the rear end a little bit there through turn 11. And your race leader, already with 3 seconds of penalties, is only a second and a half clear of Cloud at the moment. Could that come back to bite him in the end here? Luxury saying in the chat as well, shit game, been doing this all day to me. He's really not had the luck this season or today in general. Now we drop back to this battle for third. Titan in third place without the DRS. What can Ollie do about it? Both on medium tyres here. He closes the gap but decides against making the move into turn 1. Backs out for the time being. But how long can this Red Bull afford to wait before trying to make a move, as we have a yellow flag in the background? That's Michael Louis in the penultimate corner, turn 14, losing the rear end by the looks of it. We have our first pit stop as well being made. Arrow at the moment in the pits. He is strapped on a set of what look to be the medium tyres. We will have a quick look. Indeed it is the medium tyres on that Ferrari. He's out in 16th place with 11 seconds of clean air in front of him. Going for the big undercut on the cars around him, I believe. And you can see these drivers are starting to struggle with their tyres a little bit. A few wiggles here and there. This is your battle to watch as you ride on board with the Alpine of Parallel Harry. Currently 11th in the championship. It's turned up to 4 of the races, finishing 3 of them. A best finish of P6, currently in P5 at the moment. As you see in the background, JG pulling into the pit lane to come off his soft tyres, but in front of them, Ollie makes the move into turn 1. Gets past Ultra Titan. What can Parallel Harry do here? He thinks of the move into turn 3, but backs out of it, and he'll look to try and get the better run through turn 4. You see there though, Titan's sweeping very wide, getting a good run out of the corner and holding on to the position for the time being. Further down the grid, you've also got Centrix and Halo into the pits. Let's keep an eye on what tyres they put on. Centrix going for a set of the softs, interestingly. Also got Halo and Michael Louis in the pits at the moment. Michael Louis at the back of the field by some margin at the moment. Halo putting on a fresh set of mediums, as has JG. You can see Arrow has jumped Centrix in the pit stops there. Now we continue looking at this battle for 5th. This battle for 3rd even. Parallel Harry currently in 5th. All 3 of these drivers on the medium tyres. They'll all be looking to do a few more laps before their pit stops. What can Parallel Harry do here? He thinks of the move into turn 1, but stays behind. See a lot of people making their pit stops at the moment as Parallel Harry looking down the inside briefly of Ultra Titan there. Doesn't make the move, stays behind for the time being. You can see the little gap in the rear wing of the Alfa Romeo opens up, unable to get close enough to make the move into the turn 4 hairpin. As they go past the big AIA building on the left. And they rise through this roller coaster sector 2. Climb up the hill through 8, drop down into 9 and then rise back up it through to turns 10 and 11. Very difficult blind apex through that one. Got back down through 12, up again into 13. Now, long left-hander of 14. Takes you down one more hill and then back up across the line. And what can Parallel Harry do this time around as Cookie into the pits there? What tyres has he strapped on? A set of the mediums for the Red Bull. Where will Cookie emerge at the moment? Can he get out ahead of division? Not quite. He will come out onto the track in P8. So, good job from the Red Bull. Taking the early pit stop. As we see Jaden Lomax now coming out of the pits as well. He's going to come out in P11 on his fresh tyres. Also, oh, he's gone for a set of the hards rather. So, potential long game here for the Williams. Maybe looking to go to the end. Whereas you have to say, well, we know for certain, surely Cookie has to stop again. A set of softs will not go 20 laps. So it looks like Cookie going aggressive with the 2-stop. As we see a time penalty here for Parallel Harry. Still in 4th place. Your leader at the moment is Cloud, who will pull into the pits here at the end of lap 13. Responds to Cookie pitting the previous lap. And what will the Mercedes do? What compound will he run? As we see Ollie, Ultra Titan and Parallel Harry will go past him. Cloud also going for the soft tyres. So he will surely be making another stop before the end of this race as well. And has Cloud had a good enough in-lap to jump Cookie? No, he hasn't. There goes Cookie down the hill into turn 1. Cookie already past division for 5th place. Cloud comes out in P7. And he is a few seconds back now from the next race leader. So you see further back, F1 Mallard coming out of the pits in 13th place. Gets out just ahead of F1 WHF Arrow, but is he looking for the move into turn 3? He is. They go side by side. But Mallard on the softer compounder tyres manages to hold on nicely there. Doesn't get DRS though, so can Arrow make the move into turn 4? Not this time around, opts to stay behind as you see a small lock up there from the Aston Martin. We have a train of 6 cars here, all behind the reserve of Jamie Dwyer. 6-car train, all battling over 9th place. Keep an eye on that one. As we have elsewhere, Cookie making the move on Codzilla, gets himself up into 5th place. Sorry, 4th place, as you see the front 3 all into the pits at the same time here. Cookie sets the fastest lap, a 1:17.6, but Codzilla, thinking of the move down into turn 1, dives it up the inside but runs off wide, and Cookie sees that one coming, gets the switch back through 1 and back into the race lead goes the Red Bull. Cloud in 3rd place. He's got past division there and back into 3rd and is about 3.5 seconds behind your race leader Cookie, but does not have a time penalty yet, whereas Cookie does. So could that be oh so crucial at the end? We look back here at at Ollie, who is now 5 seconds behind JG. That early pit stop for the Ferrari giving him a big advantage on track, but of course they will all have to pit one more time, you'd have to say. Ollie in for a second set of the mediums, Behind him, Ultra Titan also in for a second set of mediums. Parallel Harry opting for the hards. So differing strategy here between this train of 3 cars. Perhaps maybe a one-stop or a view to a one-stop for the Alpine. So 2 cars ahead of him will have to pit again. They have gone medium to medium in this race. They will not be able to go to the end on that tyre. They need to use 2 compounds of tyres in the race. Keep our eye on this battle for the time being. We also keep an eye on this 6-car train. F1 Mallard with a nice bit of speed out the final corner on those soft tyres. Going side by side with Jaden Lomax. Will he make the move into turn 1? He won't. He'll stay behind for the time being. But you can tell just how much more speed the Aston Martin has. If anything, too much speed as he runs wide through turns 1 and 2. F1 Mallard really wanting to make some progress here, and you can see how difficult that is when these cars are nose to tail as they are. All of them with DRS is so difficult to make the moves. And for the time being, having to sit behind the Williams, he's thinking of going side by side through turn 6 there, but backed out of it. Will he make the move? Instead, as the Jaden Lomax goes off. Was there contact, or was that purely just losing the rear end? It doesn't look like he's got any damage. No visible damage, at least from the stream. But Jaden Lomax there, off to the left-hand side of the track as they went down the hill through turn 9. It is a very difficult zone to get traction. But that has certainly not helped the Williams whatsoever. That one-stop strategy really coming undone by a mistake there. And drops him down to P13, back towards the front. Ultra Titan in P7 with Ollie just ahead of him. Parallel Harry doing a really good job to stay with these 2 medium tyre cars. And we're still keeping our eye on the sky as well in this race. We have been told that there is a chance of rain towards the end. So I believe the question will be, can the medium and soft runners get their tyres to last until the rain? And will it even rain hard enough for them to need to go to intermediates? All things that we'll find out towards the end of this one. See out the front, if you look at the top left of your screen, Cloud now 3.7 seconds behind Cookie. That gap has pretty much stagnated at that. But he needs to close in by at least 0.8 of a second to stand a chance of overtaking Cookie come the end of this race. Because as you can see from the details, 3 seconds of penalties for the Red Bull. In fact, everyone with 3 seconds of penalties who has a penalty, apart from Jaden Lomax in the Williams. He got 5 seconds, we believe, for speeding into the pit lane. Further forward, JG on the back of Division. Do not believe Division has stopped yet. Indeed, he hasn't. Division and COD both yet to stop as JG dives it down the inside into turn 4. The fresher medium tyres working wonders for the Ferrari. Gets himself up into P4. Net P3 overall once Codzilla makes his pit stop. Very nicely done for the number 95 in the Ferrari. Currently 6th in the championship, got a P2 last time out at Imola. And in fact, in every race he has finished. He has finished inside the top 4, JG. It's very promising for him indeed. We follow the helicopter around. What a beautiful shot this has been. Tracking the Alfa Romeo of Ultra Titan as he goes through the final corner. He'll have DRS on the Red Bull of Ollie. Will he be close enough to think about a move as they drop down the hill into turn 1? Not this time around. The Alfa Romeo staying behind on lap 19 here. stays behind the Red Bull for the time being. Elsewhere, Centrix now in P10, all over the back of Billy and Penguin on soft tyres, so he'll be wanting to make these count. Can he make the move down into turn 4? Is he just too far back this time? He is, as Paolo Harry picks up another 3-second time penalty there. And he is now dropped out of DRS as well, Paolo Harry. 1.2 seconds behind Ultra Titan. As we see now, Division coming under pressure. Ollie gets the move done into P5. Titan go dive it up the inside into turn 13 there. Gets the move done. Gets himself through. Doesn't waste too much time behind the Aston Martin, who is on much older tyres. And we now keep an eye on Division going through the final corner. He's going to have the Alpine of Paolo Harry all over the back of him. Division stays out another lap. Begins his 20th lap on these tyres. And Paolo Harry makes that move look easy on the hard tyres. Gets himself up into 7th place and almost back within the DRS here of the 2 cars ahead of him. As you see, Ultra Titan has got himself up into 5th place. Further back, Billy and Penguin and Centrix battling through turn 3. Centrix has the inside line through 4. Will they make it through? No contact, they do, but Billy and Penguin picks up a time penalty. Centrix is close enough. Will he make the move into turn 4? He's on the inside. Little bit of wheel banging between the two of them. But the Alfa Romeo gets the move done. Billy and Penguin now coming under pressure from F1 Mallard. As they go through the right-hander at turn 8. Keeps hold of the position for now. F1 Mallard all over the back of the Haas. Can he look to make the move? He'll need to make it sooner rather than later. He's another driver also on soft tyres. And he will not want to lose too much time to Centrix. One of our reserves this evening for Alfa Romeo. Will not score any constructors points for that team, as you see Cod finally into the pit lane. So that means just Division left out on track now. Cod, 20 laps on those medium tyres. Fantastic job from him. He'll strap on a set of softs. And, well, given he's done 20 laps on the mediums, I'd assume he will go to the end of the session. As Michael Louis is disqualified from the session for going the wrong way there. Not too sure what happens to the Haas. He seemed to have been a long way off track. So, yeah, not too sure what happened with the Haas there. Well, it will cause a yellow flag, but no safety car. We ride along with the man in P2 at the moment, Cloud. You saw Cookie for a second on your camera. Michael Louis saying, what in the shit, great game, good fun. So I believe the game being a bit stupid for him there. With that one, as we see Cloud now into the pits on at the start of lap 22. He's going to get rid of those soft tyres and put on a fresh set of the softs, trying to get the undercut on Cookie here. What can the Mercedes do? He's going to come out behind this little pack. JG, Ollie, Ultra Titan and Paolo Harry all get past him, but he will come out in P6 in relatively clean air. Or we assume it'll be P6. Will he in fact be overtaken by Division? He will. So the Mercedes certainly not an ideal spot to come out in, just behind a much slower car, it's safe to say. Division has yet to pit in this race. And, well, you can see the difference in tyres straight away. Cloud wasting no time as they come over the brow of the hill. Cloud emerges in front and in P6. But now, keep an eye on Cookie. He will surely pit this lap to cover off the undercut. But will he have the pace to get out ahead of the Mercedes further back? We again have a four-way fight for what is currently P2, effectively a net P3 in this race. Ollie on mediums, JG ahead of him also on mediums, I believe. As we look at the tyre detail, yes, 11 lap old mediums on JG's car, 7 laps for Ollie and Ultra Titan on the mediums as well, with a 7 lap old hards on the Alpine. Cookie into the pits, puts on a fresh set of softs. And will he come out ahead? He's going to get jumped by this pack of 4. So he will get held up slightly. But there you see Cloud in the background, just about to come down the brow of the hill at turn 1. And he has closed up to Cookie. The gap now only about 2.5 seconds. So he is within the 3 seconds that he needs to be within because of Cookie's penalty. But he has not overtaken him. If anything, Cookie could have probably gone an extra lap if he wanted to. As further ahead, big plume of smoke from a lockup into turn 4. JG currently leading this race, but coming under pressure from what will soon be 5 other cars. Ultra Titan Ollie and Parallel Harry all within a second of one another at the moment. Cookie just about to get within DRS of the man ahead of him. As we got a yellow flag in the background, that's Centrix, who's gone round by the looks of it, gets a 5-second time penalty for corner cutting. I'm sure that'll be looked at by the stewards, because it seemed he was sort of stranded on the inside part of the track there. And now he'll come under pressure from Godzilla, but meanwhile we go back on board with Cookie. He's going to go up the inside of Parallel Harry, coming out of turn 14 up into 4th place. How many more moves can Cookie make down the main straight here? He's got his teammate next up in P3. Doesn't put up too much of a fight, Ollie, although he has the straight line speed. And is that rain I see? I think we've just seen some spots of rain here at Portimao on lap 24. Indeed we have. The rain is coming down now. How quickly will it set in? Cookie is into P3 at the moment, but is in this absolute pack of cars. He goes down the inside of 1, make that 2 into turn 4. Big lockup from the Red Bull, but he makes it stick. Cookie into the lead here and dispatching of the traffic like they are just so much so, like they're Formula 2 cars almost. They're on the soft tyres and he is into the lead of the race, but look at the rain. This could really benefit our drivers in 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th at the moment, as they are yet to make that second pit stop compared to Cloud around them, who is currently trying to get through the traffic. He has pitted twice, but now finds himself in 6th place with these guys. And how quick is this rain setting in? SSR Halo into the pits. What tyre is he putting on? It's the intermediates on the Williams. Keep an eye on the gap there then, as we see the Red Bull, the Williams, the first man to make the move to the intermediate tyres. Is that too soon though from the Williams? I think it might be, as Cloud down the inside of Ollie into 4th place. Ollie also getting overtaken by Parallel Harry at the same time as Cloud down the inside of the Ferrari now through turn 3. Inside turns to outside, but the better tyre grip on those softs gets him 3rd place. Can he also make the move for 2nd? He does, similar to Cookie, dispatching of the traffic like they are in Formula 2 cars. And that is Cloud up into 2nd place, but he has lost time to the race leader. Now 3.1 seconds off the race lead. And can Cloud close that gap enough to be able to take advantage of Cookie's penalty? We have other cars in the pits at the moment. And you see there also strapping on intermediates, a Division, Centrix and Budbo. How quick is this circuit going to become intermediate tyre worthy? Cloud losing the rear end there through turn 13. Loses a bit more time to the race leader as Jaden Lomax DNFs from the session there and leaves. Don't know how recent that was. But 4 drivers now on intermediate tyres. Keep an eye on the gap from Centrix to Jamie Dwyer. It's currently at about 9/10 of a second. I think this may be the cutover period. Look at the gap coming down here for the Alfa Romeo. Now 7/10 for him. Does he have the better tyre? Well, take a look at Jamie Dwyer's tyres as Centrix losing the rear a little bit. 10 lap old mediums versus fresh intermediates. Those intermediates definitely what you want to be on at the moment. As Arrow is in the pits, I'd assume he's also strapping on a set of the intermediates. And here comes Centric's DRS, still unabled at the moment. You see the little gap in the rear wing is open on the Alfa Romeo. Will he go down the inside into turn 1? He won't. He'll stay behind for the time being, but this is the crossover period as Centric's picks up the 3-second time penalty. What will our race leaders do? Will Cookie make the call just yet? He doesn't. He stays out. How about Cloud? He's 4.6 seconds back now, but opts to stay out. Big call from the Mercedes. In fact, all the drivers behind opting to stay out on the dry tyres. As Ollie dives it down the inside, going side by side with the Ferrari through turn 1. We saw that earlier in the race. And for the time being, JG holds on to 4th place on his medium tyres. We already know that Ultra Titan and Ollie have to pit again in this race. They started it on medium tyres. They've gone medium to medium here. They have to stop again, and with only 6 laps to go, is it going to become wet enough for the intermediates to these guys? Take a look at the race director. You can see there, Ultra Titan, Ollie, both gone medium to medium. They're the only 2 drivers still in this race to need to do a pit stop. I'm sure they are doing a rain dance at the moment, as you see Ollie quite literally doing a rain dance as he went down the hill through turn 12. Having a little bit of a wiggle in these tough conditions. We'll hop back up to our race leader, see if he pulls the trigger as Centric's out of the session. What has happened there? His car still appears to be running. So I'm not quite sure what happened to the Alfa Romeo there. But Centric's out of the race, our 4th retirement here today. As Cookie stretching away at the front, now nearly 6 seconds ahead of Cloud. He could almost afford to get a second penalty. He doesn't have one at the moment. There are your penalties. Everyone with 3 seconds, apart from Parallel Harry on 6. Or everyone who has a penalty, should I say. Here in Centric's power just went out, and for some reason that's why his car was retired. This game never ceases to amaze us at how broken it can be. He has a power cut and the game decides to retire him rather than just let him rejoin the session later on. Out at the front, lap 28, about to start lap 29. Is Cookie gonna stay out? He does. You can see how the rain is coming down here. Massive drops running down the camera on that Red Bull. But no one pulling the trigger just yet to make the pit stop. Ultra Titan has to at some point. He has to pit. He has been medium to medium. So has Ollie. Those two need it to start raining much heavier here if they want to be able to pit and not lose a whole chunk of time. But the rain just doesn't seem to be setting in enough for it to need to be intermediate tyres. So you see another big lock up there from the Alfa Romeo into turn 4. They're struggling, but not enough to make the pit stop. Although, look at the track there. If we ride on board, you can see the water bouncing off it. It's not quite got puddles yet, but you can see the rain all over the track. You can see it hitting it. So surely it has to be close to the time to pit. It's just, will they need to, as Parallel Harry picks up another 3 seconds there. That's 9 in total for the Alpine. Cookie out in the front. Does he make the call? He does. Cookie into the pits off the soft tyres. Will Cloud come in behind him? Cloud doesn't. Cloud stays out here. Big call by the Mercedes. Realistically, it's his only chance of victory is if he stays out and tries to make the most of the soft tyres. Can he do that, or will Cookie catch him? It's going to be a big ask, to be fair. There's only 4 laps left of this race. What is going to be the gap between Cookie and Cloud here? we almost have another situation that we had at Imola where everyone was pitting on the last couple of laps for the intermediates, as everyone now into the pit lane. 18 seconds the gap for Cookie to try and close on Cloud. It's a big gamble by the Mercedes. Will it pay off? Elsewhere, Billy and Penguin has also stayed out on the medium tyres, as has Godzilla on his softs. Your first of the intermediate runners behind Cookie is Ultra Titan in 5th place. Watch his gap come down. Watch Cookie's gap as well. 17.9 seconds at the moment. So after one sector on those tyres, the gap not really coming down here. Could this be a stroke of genius from the Mercedes? We wait to see. 17.5 now. It is now starting to come down. Will Cloud stay out, or will he call it and come in for the Inters? He does stay out, unsurprisingly. That gap now 17.3 seconds. Make that 17 seconds flat. Cookie is coming now, and he is coming quickly, but can he make it? 3 laps to go here at the Algarve International Circuit. Can your championship leader Cookie catch his championship rival Cloud for the win here? He needs to gain 19 seconds in these last few laps, because Cookie has that 3-second time penalty that Cloud does not. What can he do? Ultra Titan now closing up on Godzilla as well. 1.4 seconds the gap here for the Alfa Romeo. He's hunting down a 3rd place in this race. Will he have the pace on those new tyres to do it though? They don't need to pit anymore, of course. Ultra Titan and Ollie both using wet tyres now. Cookie's pen at the moment acts is 3 seconds, I believe. We will double check. Yeah, there are your penalties. Everyone with a penalty has 3 seconds, apart from Paolo Harriers. Titan sends it down the inside of Godzilla up into 4th place. Makes the move stick as JG follows him through. And Cod essentially a sitting duck at the moment as he drops down to 7th place now, as Ollie goes all the way around the outside and up into 2nd place. Cloud starts the penultimate lap of this race. 14.4 seconds the gap. And Cookie needs to be closing by about 9 seconds a lap here if he is to win this race. It is looking good for the Mercedes, you have to say, at the moment. As now Ultra Titan on the back of Billy and Penguin, still on the dry tyres, Billy and Penguin in 3rd place. Titan goes through, and I'm sure we're about to see a few more drivers follow him through, as well as JG makes the move. Is he thinking of a move on Titan potentially into turn 1? He thinks of it, but stays behind. Ollie also getting past the Haas. And this train of 3 drivers have essentially been battling all race long. And now they find themselves battling over 3rd place. But you have to say, JG is going to have to hope for a miracle here if he's going to grab 3rd. He has a 3-second time penalty himself. And he fought the move on Ultra Titan there, but backs out of it. As you see, Paolo Harriers also made the move. He's up into 6th place, but has a lot of penalties. The gap at the front now, 11.4. It is coming down, but is it coming down quick enough? I don't think it is. All Cloud has to do is survive one more lap on these tyres. Cookie has 13 seconds that he needs to catch, essentially, if you count that penalty. And as Axe says in the chat, Cloud masterclass here. I think it might just be that in the final race of the first half of the season. Our 6th European race in a row in Tier 1. And Cloud looking like he's going to end the first half of the season in perfect fashion. 10.5 seconds now the gap. Cookie is pushing hard on these intermediates. As we look further back now, can JG make the move on Ultra Titan? He's going to go for it in turn 1. He's shown the outside of the track, but gets the move done before he even reaches the braking point. And that's him up into 3rd place, but he does have that time penalty. We're on the last lap of the race here in Portimao. And keep an eye on the gap, of course, with Cookie. It's 8.7 at the moment. It's not coming down quick enough. The Red Bull is running out of time here at this roller coaster race on a roller coaster track. Portimao once again delivering a absolute thriller here in F1 League racing. And we ride on board with Cloud through the final corner. Look how gingerly the Mercedes is having to take it. 7 seconds the gap. A little twitch on the exit there through turn 14. He drops down the hill at 15. He comes up the hill and across the line. Cloud wins in Portimao. He closes the gap in the championship. Cookie will cross the line for P2. And who will grab P3? At the moment, it's JG on track. But he has the penalties. He has 3 seconds being added to his name, so he will cross the line in P3, but will be demoted as Titan grabs third, Ollie fourth. Parallel Harry will stay behind with his penalties, so JG gets 5th in the Ferrari. Ultra Titan on the podium for the first time this season. Great drive by the Alfa Romeo. Him and Ollie both taking a huge gamble by going medium. They gambled on the rain and it paid off. Billy and Penguin and Codzilla still on dry tyres. Hold on for P7 and 8 respectively. Mallard crosses the line in 9th. It'll be Arrow to round out the top 10 for the Ferrari team. Division crosses in 11th. And your last man that we wait for will be Budbo in P12. What a race there, though, at Portimao. But incredible race there. We'll try and get some of our drivers into the lobby. Oh, sorry, not into the lobby, into the party, and we'll have a chat with some of them. What a show in there by the Mercedes clad. He took the risk. He went for the opposite strategy to Cookie, and it certainly paid off for him. We'll look to get a few of our drivers in here. We'll also look to get Cookie in if he is available. Oh, there he is on the podium. Cloud wins again, his second win of the season. He won in a wet weekend at Silverstone. He wins here at Portimao and closes the gap in the championship. And there is your order at the end of proceedings. Cloud wins, Cookie second, Titan third, Ollie in fourth. Titanic battles across the grid. Few non-finishers at the back. Centrix, Jaden Lomax, Luxury and Michael Louis. And I believe we're getting well, we're hoping to get a few drivers in. We've only got yourself at the moment, Ollie.
Yeah, I'm all alone right now.
It's a bit lonely in here for you.
It's alright, I'm trying to get a few people in now, so...
Yeah, Cloud said he's joining, Cookie said he's joining. We'll get them in, we'll have a chat. It's Titan.
Oh god, everyone's joining now.
There we go.
Everyone's here. Oh, Mallard's here as well. Everyone is here.
And Arrow. There he is.
Oh, wow. You have invited the entire grid here, mate.
This is just the party which I was just in. So we've just kind of transferred into yours.
Make sure everyone ticks the box if you're if you have a box available to you to tick. While we wait for everyone to join in, we'll start off with you, Titan, because you're the only man currently here from the podium.
Yay!
Congratulations on the podium. I'm sure it was last week. You were actually telling me and Andy that you were hoping for a podium sooner rather than later. And, well,
Finally!
Here you are.
Oh yes, I've just realised. I've just
Yeah,
realised how
here you
long I
are.
haven't had one. Oh goodness. Yeah, the only one in the top 7 without a podium, and now I have it. Yes!
He's done it!
Oh, finally.
Yeah, talk us through that race. I mean, you seem to be having a battle with Ollie and Parallel Harry for pretty much every single lap. I mean, you even all pit on the same lap together.
Yeah.
You just couldn't get away from each other.
No, we all love each other so very much. Yeah, I mean, it was quite right. I just had to be smart with energy, and I used a lot of it quite early because it's so crucial here. 'Cause it just takes 5 lap, no, probably even 10, just to get half a battery back. So yeah, I had to be smart on that front. But yeah, keeping it consistent, no track limit warnings, and hoping others would get some. And obviously JG and Harry got quite a few, so that was quite nice. But yeah, I mean, me and Ollie made the decision to go mediums at the beginning, which was a gamble, but I think it works out because there was no chance we would have had pace on the at the end to keep in front. So yeah, quite nice, and got the call to intercept the right points as well, which is lovely.
Yeah, you certainly judged that one right, and I mean, we saw you absolutely fly past Cookie and not Cookie, Godzilla and
Yeah,
Billion, who stayed out, but it seemed to profit for them as well in the end.
yeah,
But
just about.
congratulations on the podium. We go into the
Thank you,
week
mate.
break now.
Yes, a
Uh,
nice week off.
you get a week off, and then you'll be back for Qatar. Is that a
Hmm.
track you look forward to?
Oh yeah, I think that's a really good track of mine, but it'll probably be the same thing where I'm right behind the two really quick guys, and I'm going to be third again. But yeah, I mean,
Well,
I'm happy with podiums though. At least it's not consistent six and fifths.
yeah, you've had 3/5, a sixth, and an eighth so far. You've very much upgraded that with a P3 today.
Yes.
Uh, Very, very well done, my friend. We'll move on to a man that I'm not used to saying P2 in front of this man's name, Cookie. You took the gamble with this. Well, I've already seen you say you didn't need to make the second soft pit stop, but you took the gamble that the inters were needed. It didn't end up paying off, but fantastic showing anyway. Just talk us through that one.
Yeah. Um, I don't know. Pace was like phenomenal. Was able to gap P3 by a while. Me and Cloud just ERS dumped the first 3 laps and then just kept gapping. Um, and then we agreed we would two up just because the gap was so big and why not? Um, but I personally I don't know about Cloud's wear, but I didn't need to make the second stop. I could have stayed out till the rain, or just honestly I could have maybe even made those softs last till like the end of the race. Probably not that long, but um. Yeah, this is unfortunate that I pit because I think I would have won if I didn't pit on the inters. I just didn't think that the game would be mentally ill enough to not have the track go wet like 10 laps into the rain. But yeah, a little definitely upset about that, but it was a fun race nonetheless. It was fun kind of just absolutely like blitzing the track with Cloud.
Yeah, fantastic job there. You still lead the championship going into the halfway point of the season, I believe, by about. I'm not sure how many points. I'm sure Arrow will probably be furiously
Oh, I
doing the
check.
spreadsheet at the moment, but I think it's about 15 points roughly.
Well, I got pole and
Uh,
fastest lap, so I think I actually gained on Cloud. I only
Actually, you
lost like
might
one
gain a
point.
point on
Yeah.
Arrow on Cloud then by doing that,
Yeah,
which
but
is a bit of a kick in the
I
kick
can
in
check.
balls for Cloud, I guess.
yeah.
Um. Oh,
I mean,
1 point different. Oh no, yeah. No, yeah, you do gain on by 1 point.
yeah, eat shit, Cloud.
Yeah.
But yeah, eat
Get
eat shit.
pegged.
Yeah, get fucked. But no, it was a good race. I think me and Cloud next time should not try to do like sacrifice 20 seconds of race time a pit. I think we should just see how far we can go in the race and see the kind of monstrous guy. Because I think we could have gapped P. I wanted to see how far we could gap, and I think we would have gotten to 30 seconds if we didn't pit the second time.
Yeah, it was dominant from you, turn one. We'll now come to you, Cloud, as he's fired off the drama that Drive to Survive would have loved that if they were here for that. Congratulations on the win, your second of the season. As we've said, unfortunately, you don't actually gain points in the championship because of it, but just talk us through that one. I mean, how difficult was that final few laps on the softs? Yeah, I saw you two were in a VC with each other throughout that race. Was there any mind games going on? Did you tell Cookie that you were going to pit and then didn't? Or was it just Cookie risking it? It certainly paid off, and you were able to hold on a pretty decent gap as well, despite being on arguably the slower tyre. We come back in 2 weeks for Qatar. I'll ask both you and Cookie, because I didn't ask Cookie, but is that a track you two are confident with? I mean, you were a class above today. Hopefully we'll have some of your other rivals in the title race back, but what are your thoughts on Qatar?
My quality pace is really shit, but my race pace is really good at guitar. Like kind of like today, where I was not even half a tenth quicker than Cloud on quality, and then the race I was able to pull the gap. I think it'll be a similar story there, but probably a little slower for me.
Well, we will look forward to finding out. We've also got Ollie in the party. You were in that battle for third right up until the end, coming home in P4 in the end. How'd that race go for you? Are you feeling you could have maybe got a podium?
I mean, it was there for the taking, but I was, I didn't think I could actually get it, but I mean, it would have been nice if I did. But P4 at the end of the day is something I'll take. But yeah, I mean, it was such a fun race with Titan, JG, and Harry. I mean, like props to all them. Good, clean battling. But yeah, it was fun race. Kind of, me and Titan were working together. We were trying to pull a gap to Harry, so we were kind of like swapping back and forth now and again to give each other DRS. But yeah, um, the podium probably could have been. I probably could have got the podium if I was a bit more aggressive, but I didn't really want to risk it, to be honest. I knew I was comfortably going to get P4 on with other people having penalties, but so I just kind of stayed behind, and yeah, I'm super happy with that. And so I got, I think, 15th last week, so bit of a bounce back. So yeah,
Just a cheeky 15th.
yeah,
Cheeky little result there.
yeah.
Cheeky 2 points.
Yeah, you
I'm
certainly
proud of you.
bounced back,
I'm
that's
proud
for
of you,
sure.
Ollie.
You and Titan took a bit of a risk, it's fair to say, going with the medium
Blame
and
Titan.
risking that the rain would come.
Yeah, he said that.
It's his fault.
It was me. It's all my fault. I
Whether
said
it
it, he
works,
follows.
so
Yeah, it was the better strategy. So
Yeah,
yeah.
it paid off in the end, it certainly did.
Ollie, I am so
Uh,
proud of you.
yippee.
Love you.
Yippee!
Big kiss.
Positive vibes.
Mwah.
Just so much love in her.
I love you too, Chet Sanderson.
What about me?
Moving on. Arrow.
A little
Arrow,
too
you're
much.
also here. You were P10, was it? In the
Yeah.
end? How was that for you?
Doesn't
Are you
sound good.
happy? Or are
Um,
you going to be a bit of a
that
buzzkill
was
to the
that
love
was
and peace we've
really
got going
really shit. Uh, Portimao is one of my favorite tracks, and I did loads of practice on the hards, and then for whatever reason before the start of the race, because there was rain at the end, I was thinking, well, of course I have to start on the softs, and that was just such a horrific idea. The softs were awful, and then yeah, just made all of the wrong decisions. So yeah, that was it.
on. Happiness. Just real complete change to what everyone else was. Back in 2 weeks, Qatar for yourself, is that a track you enjoy, or is it?
Uh, I think that is my best track, although I have not practiced it yet with no ABS, so we will see. I'm probably going to be crying after that one as well.
And on that very happy note.
So much
We'll
joy.
leave it for there. I believe some of the standings have been sort of updated, maybe.
Yeah,
Not
no-
too sure. I'm trying to have a look, but Cookie will lead the way into the midway point of the season. That is all of our European races as well, apart from one done in Tier 1. We had a full European first half. We've got Qatar, then Belgium,
yeah,
and then it is purely races elsewhere. We've got Bahrain, Japan, I believe Kota, and Brazil to round off the second half of the season.
yeah. Taylor Swift's flying us out in a private jet. So
Oh,
Yes.
I'd love to see it. But we will be back on Saturday, the 9th of March for
Hey,
Tier 2.
hey, we missed Mallard. Mallard's in here.
Is Mallard in here? Mallard is in here. I didn't see you join.
No
Mallard.
one cares.
did. You said so when I joined.
Have I said your name?
Mhm.
I am so sorry.
You're
Mallard,
inviting every
P9,
race member to the party, Ollie.
Why not?
P9, you get the bragging rights over Arrow. Just talk us. Sorry, Arrow, I'm digging this hole deep for you tonight. Talk us through your race, Mallard. How was that?
It went better than I thought it would. Pace was pretty good on the mediums, and then went to the softs, and amazing pace there, but I got stuck in a multi-car battle, and that definitely hampered me quite a bit. Definitely would have liked to have seen where I could have gotten if I'd cleared that a bit faster, but overall I'm happy.
And for you, Qatar, I know Arrow said he thinks it's one of his better tracks. Are you in similar boat, or is it
I have no clue, to be honest. We'll see when we get there.
a man of mystery? We'd love to see it. Is there anyone else hiding in this party that I have missed? No. That is everyone.
No.
We can all go home and be happy now. We will be back in 2 weeks for Tier 1 around what will be... Where are we?
Kota.
Kota?
Oh.
Kota. Tier 2 in Kota next week.
Tier 2.
Not next week. Tier 2 Kota, Saturday the 9th of March, 9 PM. Live on Twitch, of course. Hopefully we'll have some more highlights out on the YouTube. If you're not already subscribed to that, go over there. Shameless plug. But for the time being, we'll be back in 2 weeks' time. Tier 2 Kota on the Saturday, then Qatar for Tier 1 on the Sunday. Thank you very much to everyone who has joined us tonight and everyone in the party. And we will see you in 2 weeks. Goodbye.
Peace.